and welcome to RETROGAZM. I'm Brent.
I'm Jay.
And today we've got something really special for you.
Yes, we have. With Mortal Kombat X literally round the corner, we decided to look back where it first began.
Oh yes. Roll the clip. So, we're super close to the release of Mortal Kombat Kiss.
You mean X?
Yeah, sorry. So we decided to take a look back at where it all started, those early days of the brutal brawler we know and love.
Originally developed as an arcade game back in 1992, Mortal Kombat set a few firsts for the fighting genre, and it would be held in high regard for years to come. That unique 5-button control scheme and blood and gore finishing moves were a jaw-dropping feature that got a lot of people talking about this gory cab basher.
The plot, if you can call it that, focused on Liu Kang as he embarks on a quest to save Earthrealm from the evil sorcerer Du Shang Tsung by entering Mortal Kombat, a tournament held to decide the fate of worlds. The game was a mega hit and appealed to many for its hyper-realistic approach, using actual photos of actors in costumes for the sprites. It was genius and gave the game an element of realism that made the gore and death eerily real. One of the boss characters, Goro, was a stop-motion model created by Kurt Chiarelli. Goro was an absolute brute that could ignore some of the character's moves and brush them off like nothing. And he would usually kick some serious chiffon out of you.
It was the goriest thing we'd ever seen in video games at the time, and its violent gameplay caused much debate and eventually resulted in the introduction of age-specific content ratings. Yup, Mortal Kombat started that. Using one of 7 characters, you would proceed to knock 7 shades of Netherrealm out of your friends on spectacular stages. It was particularly important to learn the fatalities, as they were difficult to pull off and offered much public humiliation when you knocked someone off the arcade machine at your local discotheque.
Discotheque? Okay, I know you're not that old.
I've heard tales of places with things called disc jockeys and flares.
Ah, do continue.
The button layout on the machine was arranged in an X formation. 4 buttons for kicks and punches and 1 at the centre for block. Unlike a lot of other fighting games out there at the time, the characters in Mortal Kombat were practically identical in their abilities. This led to a very even playing field where everyone would be as equal in the fight.
Mortal Kombat was also unique in the way the block was implemented. Not only did it have a dedicated button, but unlike other fighting games like Street Fighter, where you still take a fair amount of damage whilst blocking, Mortal Kombat's block didn't knock you back or chip too much health off, allowing you to counter with a brutal combo a lot easier after a successful block. Mortal Kombat also introduced juggling to the fighting game genre. This is a technique used by skilled combo enthusiasts, and you could knock your opponent into the air and unleash another combo whilst they are defenseless, a feature that became so popular it was subsequently leaked into many modern day fighters.
In between matches in the arcade mode, players could take part in a minigame called Test Your Might, a button masher where you have to build up enough meter to break through increasingly harder materials like wood and stone, etc. The harder the material, the more meter you have to fill, resulting in more points.
The development time was insanely fast, with a 10-month window to compete with the popular Street Fighter 2. The team consisted of just 4 people. Ed Boon was the programmer, artists John Tobias and John Vogel, and Dan Forden as the game's sound wizard.
Interestingly, the character Johnny Cage was modelled after Jean-Claude Van Damme and shares the same initials, JC. And Cage's split-cock drop move is a little nod to Van Damme's movie Bloodsport. Jean-Claude was originally approached by Boon to be in an action game, but Jean-Claude was already to feature in another game, and so Mortal Kombat went ahead without him.
On September 13th, 1993, 4 ports of Mortal Kombat were released and it was dubbed Mortal Monday. It saw massive sales and was one of the largest video game launches of the time. It was a historic moment, being a part of the beginning of something that would stand the test of time year after year. And here we are now, standing on the cusp of the release of Mortal Kombat Kiss.
X.
More brutal, more violent, more blood and insane amounts of bone-crunching nastiness awaits all of the fans. Here's to you, Ed Boon, and your team of greats that made this a brutiful game.
Brutiful? And there you go, so a real blast from the past there.
Absolutely, Mortal Kombat, the game that started it all. Well, that bit of it anyway.
Yeah.
Did you ever manage to do a fatality in the arcade?
No.
No? Have you ever played it on the arcade machine?
No.
Deary me. Anyway, that's all the time we've got for today. If you like the video, don't forget to leave us a like, and as always, don't forget to subscribe as well. I've been Bren.
I've been Jay.
And this has been RETROGAZM.